My name is Jenny Watkins.
And I'm Janet Power.
And we are here on Gorse Farm on the Carlow Wexford border, just outside Bunclody.
Gorse Farm, we're a 3-acre market garden. Well, we're going on 1 acre and we have 2 other acres which we're doing a mixed enterprise on. So we started in 2016. We're organic certified from the get-go as well, and our main commercial enterprise is salad production, but we do grow a variety of other fruits and vegetables as well. So the type of model that we have is small-scale farming, small-scale horticulture predominantly. Everything here is hands-on. We have a 2-wheel tractor, but everything else is just our hands and hand tools. We're really focusing on soil health here. So we're farming below the soil, above the soil. It's a very natural, holistic type of system.
So the first thing we did in 2016 was plant all of the trees around. We got little whips from None So Hardy and we put in native trees around the circumference of the field just to help us with wind protection. We forgot to put trees on the east side to protect us. So now we have like these lovely hedgerows here. And they give us great protection from the east wind, and it's actually turned into a little agroforestry area where we've got like 13 beds on each side, and it kind of feels like in the summertime a walled garden, even though it's hedgerows, so it's lovely. And we've had lots of birds moving in and wildlife, and yeah, as I said, everything's native, and so we've got like lots of fruit for the birds and insects. The tunnels were no dig, so that means that all of these plants, when they're finished, we'll just cut them out at the root and we'll leave the root in the ground because that's where all the goodness is. And then we'll just add a sprinkle of compost and we'll put in the next plant. Usually with no dig, you kind of add compost once a year, like a good amount of it, but we ran into trouble with that. There was kind of excess salt in our tunnels, and then the phosphorus was getting locked up, so we do it a different kind of way. We never till in the tunnels. We just take the crop out, leave the root in, add a sprinkle of compost, and because we've got such sandy soil, we need to add compost every time we're putting a crop in.
So yeah, we like to have rows of trees everywhere. Like as we're going up here, we're getting more and more exposed. We've got the southwesterlies coming up from this direction, and we're probably at about 210 meters at this point. So yeah, we took a little bit of a chance this year and we decided we'd put in some more trees in the form of it's designed based on the Syntropic system. I've heard it said that Syntropic is another alternative for symbiotic. Essentially, you're planting quite densely and you're mimicking the forest. So you have these various different canopy layers. At the base, it's not evidential here yet, but we'll have potentially strawberries. The next layer could be your comfrey, your rhubarb. Following layer, then we can have big currant bushes, gooseberries, red currants, black currants. Then we have our main, which is kind of like the focus as well, which is these fruit trees. And eventually they'll be the dominant species. This will evolve over time. We have our fruit trees, and then we have what we call emergent trees, which is quite small at the moment. They'll get quite large, and then biomass as well, willow. So next year what might happen is we might be chopping this down. It's a very, very dynamic system. It's a really exciting way to grow, and it's a nice way to use this piece of land, which we're not using directly for our vegetable production, but it's just something that it's on a different type of time scale, which is really, yeah, just really exciting.
So this is an example of our green manures. This was sowed last August. So you can see there's a wide variety. That's the vetch there, and there's clover. This would have started off with cereal rye. So the cereal rye is dead now because it grew up high enough that I cut off the seed top and just left that on top. And now everything else comes up, and every week I mow that and it's lovely. It's just lush. This is going to be really good soil when it comes to the spring next year when we want to sow our lettuce into it.
So we can see all the thistles here gone to seed, and it's kind of nice like a lot of the market garden we have to keep tidy because it's just out of practicality. So the areas around, over the hedge there, the areas around the beds we have to keep really tidy. But there's always space you can find, like pockets where you can just let things go to seed, and you know, you don't need to maintain, and you can, like obviously now most of the pollinators are gone. There's still a little few where there's still flowers. Little areas like this can be real havens for nature. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have it, and yeah, it's important to know that there's always some place you can find, because this area like doesn't really affect the garden beds just over the hedge. Yeah, the honesty box is really nice. It's a nice way to sell, and you know, the produce in the summertime. We can just pop down, you know, put in what we have available at the time. And Jen's mum also does some preserves, which people really like, and sometimes she has eggs there as well from her own hens. Social media is a big part of this as well, you know, so that like you can put up on social media honesty boxes stocked up, and you know, it's a nice little on the side kind of thing as well.
My favourite part about this farm is the fact that we've planted so many trees, and I can see nature returning, and I can hear the birds every day as I work and see the bees and the pollinators, and I know that I'm improving the soil health, and all of that really matters.
You know, we're in times where we're dealing with climate change, we're dealing with mass biodiversity loss, and to be able to like work on your land, grow beautiful healthy food that you can eat, that can nourish you, can nourish other people, ultimately small scale local food systems. This is probably the future that we all need to be working toward, and to feel that like we can be part of that journey is really important and really motivating.